Hi there, I'm Joe. Today we're diving into the world of a beloved and timeless dish, manta, or some people call it manti. They're, they're delightful dumplings filled with meat and served with a broth. They have a rich history and a taste that's truly out of the world. Due to the long history and the widespread influence of manta, it can be challenging to pinpoint a single origin. The dish has evolved and adapted to different cultures and tastes over time, making it a diverse and beloved culinary tradition in the regions where it is found. Some people believe that it originated in Central Asia, around Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. They believe that over time that this food made its way into the Middle East, into countries such as Turkey and Armenia and Iran, and took on various adaptations and variations to the local tastes and the ingredients of the people in the region. Manta is a true labor of love. So whether you're a seasoned chef or a passionate home cook, join us in this mouth-watering journey as we craft, cook, and savor the delectable world of manta. And I should mention that there's a cameo appearance near the end of the video, so please watch the whole thing. It's not long, it's 20 minutes long. So grab your apron, your favorite rolling pin, and your appetite as we journey upstairs into the kitchen and get started on our culinary quest to create the perfect manta. If you're ready, let's get started.
Okay, first up is the dough. It's going to be dough without yeast, so it's not going to rise. The ingredients are simple. It's a couple of cups of flour, 2 eggs, half a teaspoon of salt, and a third cup of water. And as you can tell, these aren't exactly scientific measurements I'm making. Half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon, third a cup of water. I'm not going to put all the water at once. I'll put most of it. We'll add if we need it. Let me pulse it a few times. And it'll come together. Once it rolls up into a little ball, we're done. I've got a dough hook attachment. So this single recipe calls for 1/3 cup of onions. I'm going to make a double recipe here of the meat mixture. So we'll do 2/3 of a cup of the onions, maybe one onion here. It's a medium-sized onion. There's the onion. Coffee break. Okay, meat mixture. Let's get to it. Pound of beef. Again, we're doing double recipe. We need 2/3 of a cup of chopped onions. Normally, I would do this by eye, but they were just about perfect on a chopped onion. For a double recipe, we need 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And 1 teaspoon of Aleppo pepper. Now let's talk about Aleppo pepper for a moment. It's a variety of pepper obviously named after the city Aleppo in Syria. I guess it originated from there. The pepper is now mainly grown in parts of Syria. I'm not sure if it's grown in Syria anymore with the war and Turkey. A good Aleppo pepper is a nice deep red color. It has moderate heat. It's fruity and a touch salty as the drying process involves salt. It used to be that you couldn't find this at all. I used to buy this at a pound at a time or 3 pounds at a time when I found a good distributor. Now it's readily available in the Middle Eastern markets and becoming popular in North America. So those are all the ingredients for the meat mixture. Let's give it a good mix. This is an Atlas pasta maker. I've had it for eons. We make the dough about an 1/8 of an inch thick. I'll check what the setting is. I don't remember what setting we'll put this on. Alternatively, you can use a dough roller. So I forgot to press record here. This is a little instrument that I received from my mother-in-law. I don't know where she got it. It's basically a cutter, like a pizza cutter, but it cuts in squares. You roll it, and the blade, as it rolls, makes evenly perfect squares in the dough. You don't have to use this. You can use a pizza cutter if you want. However, this makes it a lot easier. It makes it more uniform. It's one of those things that you'll pass on down to your children. I don't know how I'm going to split it between the two. But anyways, it's a family heirloom. I had to get the board over the lip of the island just to be able to secure it. So we're going to start at the widest setting, number 1, and then we're going to move it down to until our dough is 1/8 of an inch thick. The dough's been resting. Resting the dough will let it loosen up. It won't be as tough. Make sure your hands are clean. think that's how I want to keep it. I've got this on setting. The setting on this one is at 5, so we'll just keep it on the counter. Just flour it to prevent it from sticking. Move this aside. Okay. Let's get to work. As I mentioned, the special cutter for the Mante makes nice squares. Is that wonderful? Just wonderful. So the Mante are small little boats of meat. We're going to stuff the dough with the meat, and I'll show you how that's done. This is the pan we're going to use, and before we start making the little boats, we're going to butter the pan generously to prevent the food from sticking. Like so. So we get some meat in our hand. We don't need a spoon. And we're going to get, what do you call that? Marble-sized piece of meat, and just stick it in the middle. So we get the corners and just make a little boat. Like so. And place them in the pan on a let's say a 45-degree angle. And what we're going to do is go round and round and round until this pan fills up. And due to the length and the tediousness of this work, I'm going to call in a helper who will help me, my partner in crime, and we'll get this completed. I'm going to put this on fast forward, get some music on, and we'll finish it up. So we decided to use a larger pan. This is a 14-inch or 35 centimeter pan, and the smaller pan is 11 inches or 28 centimeters. We're using a larger pan, so we're going to need two recipes. The smaller pan is 28 centimeters, so that's one recipe. Will fit this pan. You'll need two recipes for the larger pan. Okay, let's get this covered up. Get another batch of dough made up, and we'll check back in an hour. Maybe put a towel on it. That's good. Put this in the fridge. Okay, we're on our second batch.
This. Why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? This one.
Yes. Not sleeping, standing.
This looks like a giant nose. Yeah.
The tray is complete. We have a nice rosette. What we'll be doing is cooking this at 375 to 400 degrees, depending on your oven, for 20 minutes. But before we put it into the oven, we're going to put some dabs of butter onto this. And we'll go on to the next step of making the broth.
The broth is fairly simple. 2 cups chicken broth, 1 tablespoon tomato paste, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper. There's a tablespoon.
Can I fire myself? Seriously? I mean, I missed the most important part of the video. I forgot to press record again. The plating. So I used a spatula and got some of the manta into a shallow dish. I ladled in some of the hot broth, and on top I put a dollop of yogurt. I used plain yogurt. Most people add garlic to their yogurt when they're making manta. I don't. I don't like it. So plain yogurt. On top, I sprinkled some sumac. It's a red, tangy, lemony spice. It's readily available. So there's the plating. My apologies. Won't happen again, I promise, because it's the end of the video. I'll get better.